And we're live. Okay, good morning, everybody. Heshy Friedman, and welcome everybody to RBBN. I see a lot of new faces here. This is going to be, again, for the time being, online networking here until we get back in person again, hopefully sometime soon. But I think we're going to continue this format here. I fixed the breakout room issue, so we can do the breakout rooms. Let's get started right away. Instead of going through every single person as we've done in the past, because we have an amazing program this morning we're going to have a special presentation by Alon David. We're going to have I don't want to go spend all the time with everybody introducing themselves. So I'm going to give everybody who's new an opportunity to introduce themselves. And that way they can at least about 10, 15 seconds, who you are, what you do, what you're looking for, any, quick information. And then, as we've done in the past couple of online meetings, if you look at the group chat, put your name in that shared doc. That shared doc is very valuable because you'll see everybody who was in the group. You'll see everybody who attended the networking meeting, and you can see exactly what they do and how to find more information on them. So in the chat, add yourself to that list if you're not on there, and take a look at that list before and after because you'll get information on everybody who attended to properly network and follow up. The key is the follow up after the event. So I'm going to get I'm going to get started right away. I'm going to look for people who have not been here in the past, and we'll let them do a quick introduction. So with that, without further ado, let's get started. So again, I don't have a way to organize who came on first or who didn't or anything like that, but I'm just going to go by whatever the order is here in Zoom. So the first one I have here, the new person, is Israel Leichman. Israel, go ahead, just give us who you are, what you do.
Hi, I'm Israel Leichman. I'm joining you from Chicago, so that's why I'm new, because I see you had an online forum and I can join you even though I'm not in Rockland County. And my company's Alon Computer Services. I provide general computer services. And right now I'm helping people with their LinkedIn profile.
Okay.
So I help people write up their about statements, their headlines, and give a critique of what they've done on LinkedIn to help them improve their online media.
Okay, great. If you can just make sure you're in there in that spreadsheet, so we have your information, that'll be super.
Everyone who registered yesterday is on the spreadsheet for the basic contact information, but there are 3 other columns to add on more information about what you do, what you're looking to gain, to give. So please fill in those columns as well. Plus, we also have there on the spreadsheet the 2 tabs at the bottom of all the people who registered for the previous sessions in May and June. So you can refer to that as an added value.
Thank you. Aaron Deutsch, you were there last time, right? I don't recognize you with your mask this time. Last time, right?
I was just on the express bus. I was here last time. My first time was last time.
All right, yeah, excellent. Okay, thanks. So we're happy to have you join again. Let's move on here. Alex Finkelstein.
Yeah, hello. Hello, my name is Alex Finkelstein, and I am an owner of Telephonics. We provide business phone systems for small businesses. Our main focus now is on businesses operating from residential area, from basements, according to the conditions that we are in now. And we are looking for great business with our south of border. We are located in Canada, but many of our clients in States actually. So that's what we do.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing that information. Next we have, let's see who's new here as well. Any other new people there? Alon, you're going to do your own presentation, but why don't you just tell us a little bit about you first as part of the networking session?
Sure. So my name is Alon David. I'm originally from Israel. I've been here for 25 years now. I now focus primarily on helping entrepreneurs grow their business online and offline in about 90 days. And that's pretty much what I do right now. So okay. I created like a program, a planner, and that's what I do.
Okay. Well, we're looking forward to your presentation. So we'll stay tuned.
Aryeh Becher.
Aryeh Becher, go for it.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, so my name is Aryeh. I work for Smart Solutions Group.
that Nick?
Very, very briefly, we do business consulting. So one of my friends described it as like an engineer for business. It's basically it. We deal with pretty much any problem that's out there. We do scaling, staffing issues, recruitment, financial analysis, anything like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You're working for Nick Davidson.
Yes, Nick Davidson is usually the one who's here.
Yeah, where is he today? He's on vacation?
He's not on vacation. I'm not exactly sure where he is.
All right, tell me, Mr. okay?
Will do.
Anyone here that's new that has not got a chance to speak that I don't see? Okay, I don't see anyone. So last chance. I guess we're gonna have more people come in, and we'll give them a chance afterwards, and we can do breakout rooms as well after that as well. Okay, so
Heshy, we're only 15 people. The people that are veterans might know who the new people are, but the new people now don't know who we are. So it's not like we've got 50 people and we shouldn't introduce ourselves. I'm voting for, if you're open to the vote, everyone introducing themselves for 10 seconds.
I guess considering that we don't have a large group today, I'm not against that. So if anybody is against that, say now. Otherwise, let's go with Rafi's suggestion.
Rafi, take it away.
Okay, Rafi, it looks like you got the you got
all right. Rafi Salem, digital marketing for over 20 years. Alon, I've also been in America for over 25 years. And anything related to SEO, Google My Business, reputation management, helping people online, and getting more sales online. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rafi. Okay, I'll just read through the people here again. Marty Boltax from all the way from Alaska. Go for it.
Okay, Marty Boltax. I'm a QuickBooks Pro advisor, but right now I'm focusing specifically on working with developmentally disabled individuals, and I'm here to listen to all the creative things that you guys have to say. What I'm doing now is really very focused, but when people come to me and are looking for a pro advisor, I've been trying to share it with those people that are in this group who have a similar skill set.
All right. Thank you. Moshe is instrumental in getting this running and getting our speaker today. Thank you, Moshe. And why don't you give your quick intro?
You're welcome. Good morning, everybody. So I'm the host of the Profit with Law podcast, Law Firm Growth Summit. I help law firm owners make their firms profitable, grow their firms. If you know any attorneys, just turn them on to my podcast and I'll take it from there.
Thank you, Moshe. Sruli Brook, you're on.
Yeah, hi, I'm Sruli Brook. I'm with the Sruli Group, IT project management company, helping companies better their projects and their project management, as well as helping startups get their ideas off the ground. I'm also the founder of Akatsi, which is a vacation website geared towards helping religious Jews travel, and a co-founder of the Philanthropist International Network, which is internet.org.
Thank you. Penny Mazzaro, you're on.
I am a licensed public adjuster. I help people fight insurance claims. I represent the property owners, not the insurance companies. And on average, we use like 500 and more.
All right.
So the best contacts for me are. Go ahead. Next.
What are the best contacts for you?
The best contacts for me are even you would call if you have that. Contractors, plumbers, roofers, etc.
All right, it looks like we lost a little connection there, but I think we got the last couple of words there. Penny, enjoy the rest of your drive. We'll thanks for checking in. Next, we have.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Chaim Droslowitz, or Chaim and Ann, they're together. I guess you can both go one after the other.
Does that mean we get 40 seconds? Okay. I must admit, I'm also in the United States for more than 25 years. Actually, I was born and bred in Brooklyn, so there you go. But in any event, my name is Chaim Yaroslavich, my wife, Ann Kleiman Yaroslavich. We have a company called Ad Infinitum. We provide promotional products to our clients. We save you hours of internet searching and surfing for stuff that you have no idea what you're getting until after you get it. And we help you grow your business through these promotional products.
Thank you.
Do I still have another? I still have more time, Heshy. I can.
Is Ann okay with your with?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I'll give her the mic. Hold on a second.
Okay.
We're good.
All right, Max Callis, all the way from Toronto. You're on.
All right, thanks, Heshy. Unfortunately, even though I've lived in 3 different countries, I've never lived in the U.S. But I'm from Toronto, Canada. Max Callis from Smarter Leads, and we help businesses generate leads and sales using the internet. And mainly, we do Facebook ads, Google ads, and also just digital marketing and consulting to generate leads for your business.
All right, thank you. Jason Leff, you're on.
Thanks, Heshy. My name is Jason. I'm the founder of HR Harmonious, personalized payroll solutions for small to mid-sized businesses. We help companies streamline their payroll processes to save them time and money. Right now, we're focusing on industrial clients. Most clients, they use fingerprint scanners for their time clocks. They don't really work in companies where they're using chemicals that rub away the fingerprints or crack them in the winter. We're using facial recognition time clocks, which are really an amazing solution, which you have yet to hear much about, but you're going to start hearing about pretty soon.
Okay, thank you. All right, Aaron Deutsch, we'll give you a round 2 again now that we're doing the little intros there.
I'm unmasking. Aaron Deutsch here. I'm from Norman Bob Brown Co. We're a commercial real estate group in New York City. We help tenants exclusively in their office lease, and I'm looking to meet business owners and decision makers and companies who just need to get a better grasp of what's going on in their office space and how we can help them save money, whether it's renegotiating, expanding, contracting, terminating, remote working, whatever it is. We're here to help you with your office space solutions.
Thank you. All right, now we're going to go through our esteemed board who has joined us. Let's start with David Kogel.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Okay, good morning. I'm not on video right now. Sorry about that. David Kogel, Sterling National Bank. We are middle market bankers, and right now our focus is cash management for companies that have intense cash management needs. So that would be a company that processes thousands of transactions a month for whatever it might be. We have a lot of nursing home operators that are doing that with us, and some payroll companies, amongst others. David Kogel, Sterling National Bank.
Thank you. Israel, it's really Nyman.
Good morning. It's Sterling Nyman at CPA, a small accounting firm, about 10 people. My partner and I in Bergenfield, New Jersey, doing tax returns day and night, literally this time of year. Anybody who didn't file a tax return, just a reminder that tomorrow is the new April 15th. And we're helping clients of all types of individuals and businesses, from startup companies to companies doing $25 million a year in sales, helping clients with non-tax items as well, consulting and selling a business, buying a business, and due diligence. Sterling Nyman, CPA.
Thank you, Sterling. Zvi Spitz.
Good morning. Hi, guys. Good morning, everybody. My name is Zvi Spitz. My company is Veritech. I'm an IT managed services provider. We really just help your company work as efficiently as possible as far as your technology works, whether it's better, specific solutions for things that you weren't aware exist, or it's just keeping everything running and maintaining and just security and all that whole IT side of things, not website stuff. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Zvi. Tully, you smell good this morning, guy. Welcome. Tully Cross.
Morning, everyone. I help nursing homes smell like 5-star hotels. Besides for that, I like to help people truly help people marketing themselves on LinkedIn. So if you have any questions on how, what, where, when, reach out. I'm more than happy to help you. Have a great day.
Tully, we're going to talk about tomorrow's event as well at the end of this. So you'll stay on. You'll co-talk about that with me. Okay, who's next? Moshe, we got you as part of the board before. Do we have anyone here who did not get a chance to introduce themselves? It's on the list here. Anybody here that did not get a chance to introduce himself?
Except for me and you, I think we covered everybody.
Yeah, okay. Why don't you start, and I'll just wrap it up before we get to the main event.
Okay, my name is Heshy Pariser. I work for Heshy Friedman Primary Creations. We do websites for small to mid-sized companies. We have a focus on law firms right now and other facilities, and nursing facilities and home care companies. We actually have something very cool going on right now. If your business is based in Rockland County, or if you know of a business that's based in Rockland County and got hit bad with Corona, we have a local benefactor who partnered with us to provide new websites at a partially subsidized cost. So that's only open to Rockland County. So if you know of anyone, please have them reach out to us, and we can help them at a subsidized cost to them. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, Itzy. Before we start, I'm going to share again the public Google Doc spreadsheet. Everybody look in the chat. There's a link to a public Google Doc. Let me just see here. Tell you gave everybody your information. Well, we have that sheet. Please take a look at that sheet and add it in there. And this sheet will allow everybody who's new, everybody who's visited in the past, to get everybody else's information and have it after the event as well, so they can all follow up with everybody who they met there and connect with them on LinkedIn, etc. On that note, anything else we have to share? Yeah, we'll talk about tomorrow's event after the main program. There's a special networking event that's happening that I sent it in the email yesterday. Very interesting and new style of networking that we're going to talk about. But I don't want to waste any more time. So without further ado, we're gonna shift right now to our main presentation from Alon regarding the main program that we talked about. So Alon, you're on. Take it away. I guess you'll discuss if you want to take questions before and during the middle or after, how you want to deal with that. So I guess we can talk about that when you do that. Let's try to keep the presentation about half an hour, but we can have questions afterwards also. That can take more time, and then whoever wants to stick around afterwards, we'll stick around for breakout rooms.
Perfect. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll try to make it short. I appreciate Moshe. I know Moshe for a couple of years now, and I appreciate you inviting me, buddy, for this group. I love seeing all those faces and everybody on camera. So I'm currently in LA, but I'll give you a little bit of backstory about me, what I do, what I've created, and how we can help and serve you, or see how it is. But let me just switch this over like this. Perfect. So my name is Alon. I'm the creator and founder of 90X. Originally, I'm from Israel. I served 3 years in the Israeli Air Force. And then at the age of 21, I moved over here. 1 week after I was discharged, I moved to the States. For the first 3 years, I worked as an illegal person, picking up trash for $5.25. I didn't have any family, any friends, anybody giving me tons of money or place to work. So like most of us, assuming that came over here. But I started from picking up trash for about $5.25. I did that for 3 years until I was able to get my student visa and everything in order so I can actually work legally in the country and start doing my thing. First business I created, and I'm going to move through it fast because I don't want to waste everybody's time, but first business I created was insurance, and I was able to make that into a 6-figure business within about 10 months. I did that for several years. From there, I decided to move to California from Texas. I moved to California and I started a construction company with my uncle, which within 2 years, we turned into a 2 mil construction business. Primarily, we were working on like home additions and things like that in San Diego. 2010, we part ways and I started again from zero, where I decided to create my own photography business. Again, no skills, never worked for anybody, never did anything. And that I did that for about 7 years, 8 years. And that within 10 months, I was able to turn that into a 6-figure business as well. Now, the reason I'm sharing all this is not to show you like how successful I am. It's not about that. It's about I worked from a particular system and that's what I used. However, 2017 came the idea to launch my planner. I was always about goal settings because I believe that if we want to stay focused, we got to set goals and we got to be clear about them. And my question to the group of you, and you can put it in the chat so we don't have to unmute, is do you guys set goals at this point, or you just wake up and go every day? That's my question. Let me know yes, no in the chat so I kind of know if you guys actually deal with that or not.
Everybody, make sure you have the chat set to everybody if you put anything in the chat.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So I see yes, goals. Only 2 people said goals. Okay, 3. Moshe, yeah, Moshe is familiar. He's using the system as well. Perfect. So the reason I'm asking that because a lot of people I work with, a lot of people train, they kind of get up and go every day, and they don't have a clear vision of what it is that they actually what they want. So what I did is I actually took everything that I've used from the day I moved here and put it into a planner after looking for so many planners that didn't work for me. Now, most people is like, I don't need a planner. We have Google Calendar. We have this. We have a phone. We have notifications. That's all great. But when you don't sit down and write your goal exactly as you want it, it's going to be 10 times harder for you to achieve. And most times you will not even achieve it. So I put together a planner. It's called 90X. We currently sell them worldwide. And it's about setting goals in 90 days. Because a lot of people focus on their 1-year goal, 5-year goal, 10-year goal. But yeah, so I asked to answer that question short term. So it's 90 days focus. It's only for 90 days. Now, the first step, and I want to share this so we can go through this quicker. The first step when setting your goals, which most people do, is working from your vision. It's basically, what is your vision? What is it that you guys want in the next 90 days? Now, everybody can think about it for themselves for their business. But most people skip the step is what is it that I want in the next 90 days? Being a complete clear on your vision and how it looks in your mind, because I believe that if you can see it in your mind, you got to see it first before you can actually create it into a product or a digital product. It doesn't matter what it is, but you got to see it in your mind first. So for me, you want to create that vision first. And the reason you want to be the vision has to be so clear that you can go through it throughout the day several times. I literally have reminders that for a second, I can go back to my vision of what my goal is for the next 90 days. Again, I'm not focusing on 1 year, 5 years, but what is my goal for the next 90 days, being completely clear about that. The more depth thought for that is most people have a vision and then they try to work to it. Where I believe that if you have a vision, you got to work from that place. Being in that place now, not when I get there. Does it make sense? And I'm confusing. And if I'm going too fast, please let me know in the chat. But my first step is creating that vision in your mind and then working from that place, like as I've already in that place, which helps you really be in that place of like, this is what I want for the next 90 days. And it is. So please let me know in the chat if it makes sense or not, so I can kind of get, well, then you can just type yes or no, so I can keep going on that. But the first step is the vision and then working from that vision. The second pillar that we use is setting your goal, is writing your goal of what it is that you want, but not in the future, as it's already achieved right now. Okay. So as like for instance, some people said over here, they help real estate agents. Some people like LinkedIn, maybe they want more clients, whatever it may be. I have 200 new clients for this quarter or by this date. And you set the goal as it's achieved right now. And that's really the big, where most people say, I would love to make $100,000 in the next 90 days. Or I would like to buy a house or whatever it may be. Does it make sense? Only, please let me know in the chat. I would love to get the feedback so I can kind of get it and see how this sits with everybody. Because this is a new thing. Most people don't like to use planners, but I wanted to make sure. So like I said, creating your vision, working from your vision, and then setting your goals. The third thing that we focus on in our system, it's the why. What is the reason you want that goal? Most people skip that step. And for me, that's the biggest thing, because that's what's going to give us the drive for the next 90 days to keep going when you have a strong why. What is the reason I want this goal? What is the reason I want to help more people on LinkedIn? What is the reason I want to help people find properties in New York or rent spaces, or whatever it may be that everybody's working on their business? What is the why behind your goal? That's the drive that's going to get you going for the next 90 days so you don't lose the momentum. And then the fourth step that people really give up is the actions. What actions am I willing to take every day towards my goal? That's where people really fall off the goal and don't do it, is because They're like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how those goals, I don't know how to achieve that. This action is too big. I can't do that, and stuff like that. So those are the 4 things that we focus on mainly when it comes to goal settings: is the vision, the goal, the why, and the actions. Now, I wanted to share this with you guys. I share this with a lot of podcasts that I get interviewed on, and it's about the actions, because people don't know what the right actions to take and how to stay focused on that one goal. A lot of people are busy throughout the day doing a to-do list that's long, and they think they're just working and productive, where they're actually not productive. I only work from about, right now it's actually early. I never show up in the office at 6 o'clock, but Moshe booked it, and I didn't know it's Eastern time, but it's 6 o'clock over here. I'm in LA. I usually don't show up until 9 o'clock, and I'm done by about 1:30. My staff is here. They stay longer, but I work about 4 or 5 hours because I'd rather spend more time with my family. But I was able to put a system together that works because I only focus what matters to me and what moves the needle towards my goal. Where most people that we coach, that we work with, they focus on the to-do list. They think the longer the to-do list, the more productive they are. And that's completely opposite. So the first thing that we do every day, at least in our space, and the people that we coach in our business, is we ask ourselves this question: is what is my daily intention today? What is my intention today? And what's going to move me towards my goal? And that's the only thing we focus on. Me, for instance, as the CEO, as the visionary of the business, that's the only thing I focus on, where I delegate everything else that has to do with my to-do list. I don't focus on that. Now, in the chat, if you don't mind letting me know really quick, do you focus on the to-do list or the actions towards your goal? If you set goals. For a lot of people, that's new, but if you guys are focusing on all your to-do list and you're scratching things off, then ask yourself this question: is this moving the needle towards my goal? So for instance, and again, I don't know what everybody has in their business, but for Moshe, for instance, if he wants to have more attorneys to coach and help, then his focus is not to get more clients and not to do the small tasks that I think his daughter works for him, but she can do that. So he's the visionary of the business. She might be the integrator of the business, so she can take care of the small things. So that's my question to you guys. If this all system makes sense, I would love to kind of open up and get more questions from you guys and see how you guys are doing things. But when you focus on working on your action towards your goal, the things that move the needle towards your goal, and not on the to-do list, you will be 10 times more productive and more focused, because a lot of people have the lack of focus. They start every day, and then the second day, and then the third day, and then the fourth day, and they get lost in the system because we are just busy and doing things, but are not things that are moving the needle towards the goal. So that's why I can work only 4 hours a day. And I think based on my 2019, which I'm filing tomorrow, we generated $430,000 in sales. And this is the second year in our business. So in a business that started from zero. Okay, so just so you guys know, I started photography, quit that, and then I started 90X. And I only been in this business 1 year and 5 months full time. And because I work in this system, because I use this way, and that's the way our staff works. And I feel that a lot of people, like I said, get lost. And Moshe told me that it's about staying focused. And that's what I believe is when you can focus on that one goal to your business, not 25 goals and every week change your goal, and work on the one thing that moves the needle every day, even if it's one thing. Most people try to stay busy all the time and work off their to-do list. But if you stay focused on that one goal and the action that moves the needle towards the goal, you'll be a lot more productive and you will get a lot more things done. But I would love to, Ben, if anybody had a question, I would love to open to get the question so I don't have to read through the chat and kind of, clear it up. So I think it answers more questions. So if Ben, you had a question you put over here?
Alon, would you prefer if I read you some of the questions in the chat?
Sure, however wherever, or the person can say it. And I think this will be nicer if we make it into a conversation. I'm not big on slides and presentations, but I think once we clear the system, we can hopefully help you guys to try something new for the next 90 days. I usually tell my people, try to set goal for the next 90 days, but people that know the system, as I tell them, give yourself an opportunity to fail in the next 90 days. It sounds bad, but give yourself the opportunity to fail. This way, you can really try everything that you are outside your comfort zone, because everybody tries to stay in their small little box and not try everything new because it's not comfortable. When you try something different, this whole business, by the way, started from the worst case scenario. What's the worst case that can happen if I create the system and nobody purchases? So it's $5,000 of investment. about 3 months of my time, and about 1,000 planners that nobody would buy. That's the worst case scenario. When I eliminated the worst case, I said, hell yeah, let me go for it. And that's the worst case that could happen. But most people don't try anything new because they're like, I'm in my box, I'm comfortable, I'm only going to do it a little bit more. But when you step out of the box, it's uncomfortable, but then that's where you see growth.
Right. So you have a lot of questions here in the chat here. I'm happy to read them to you or some of them to you. I'm going to start with myself, and I'm going to ask you, like, what would be your, like, I guess this will be very important to understand, is from going from a busy to-do list that you're stuck with and breaking out of that and dealing with a goal focusing and more like, what's your suggestion and strategy on doing that?
First of all, in the planner, we have a spread that every day you can make your to-do list and you action towards your goal. That's one thing. But even if you didn't want to get the planner, that's completely fine. And I'm not here to sell you planners. I would focus on, first of all, looking at your to-do list and finding out which from those things are the things that are important to me towards my goal. Because a lot of the things on the to-do list, they're not as important. They're not money. They're not money, but they're not like helping us reach our goal. So they're things that we got to do every day, that if you find a VA or an integrator or somebody else in your office that can take care of those things, you need to find yourself working on the vision of the business and being the visionary and scratching those off. I don't have a to-do list. I just don't have one. If I have one, I put stickies and I put it on my integrator. Now, if you don't have one integrator, find a VA. If you don't have a VA, try to find somebody else to do that for you, or don't focus on that as much in the beginning. Focus on the task that drives you towards your goal. That's why I said you got to have a goal. And then every day you got to take that task towards the goal. And then if you have any time left, work on your to-do list. If you are the only person in your business, you shouldn't be. But if you are, then you can do that. But I always encourage about hiring, because that's when you can grow. And even if it's somebody that can help you for a couple of hours, I think Moshe has a great example. He has his daughter working, whether he pays her or not, I don't know. But he has somebody else doing those tasks. But when you focus on that, then you can eliminate those long to-do lists, which are not driving you towards the goal. You got to be goal-oriented. I said, this is my goal. Look at all the companies in the stock market. They have a goal, and then they have the forecast for the next 90 days. What is it they want to accomplish? But that's the goal for this quarter, and that's what we're going to do to accomplish it. But they don't focus on the small things that are not moving the needle towards the goal. So hopefully that answered, but that's the way I focus on that.
Okay, let me ask you some more questions. Yeah, from Aria Becker, why 90 days specifically?
Because most people cannot focus. Well, that's not true. They're not cannot focus. The reason I chose 90 days is because I believe that it's easier to focus for the next 90 days and have the momentum going for the next 90 days. If you have a goal for the next 90 days, it's easier for you to focus every day on that same goal. If you have a one-year goal, right, and you have to focus on the same thing, on the same goal for the next year, I guarantee you're going to lose momentum. So the reason you want to do it every 90 days is you can really break it down into chunks of your big picture goal, what it is. I have a 5-year goal, I have a 10-year goal, I have a 10-year why as well. And my why is a huge driven, but I got to break it into small chunking. You don't go and build a whole building, okay, in New York, or you guys all live in that area or somewhere around where big, tall buildings are. You don't build that whole building by yourself. You build chunks. The engineering is doing one part. The foundation does one part. The AC guys do one part, and then they put it all together. You can't focus on the whole thing in one part. So the reason we do 90 days, it's a lot easier to measure. It breaks into 4 quarters for the rest of the year. It's easier to work on one goal and have a measurement for the next quarter and grow from it. You can still have a big goal, and I'm okay with having a big goal and having a big why, but that's the reason 90 days works the best, not 100 days, not less than that. But then within those 90 days as well, just to go even more into depth on that, is we break them into weekly and daily goals as well. Not the big goal, but okay, this is the task for today. This is what I want to focus on today. This is what I want to focus on tomorrow, and the next day and the next day. If you focus on that one thing that's going to move the needle for the next 90 days, that's 90 steps that you've done towards your goal, rather than focus on the same thing for the next year. And the reason I said earlier, the why is what's going to get you driving for the next 90 days, and you don't lose the momentum. Because a lot of people, if you try to do the same thing over or focus on the one thing, they lose the momentum and they say, forget it, I'm just going to go back, or let me bring my goal back, or whatever.
I believe the correct English wording is that it's tangible. It's tangible, it's achievable. It feels like 90 days is still something you can reach. while at the same time, 90 days is the timeline where you can still accomplish something big.
Yes, I agree. I kind of, you cut off a little bit, Penny, but I think I heard you right. Yes, it's a lot easier to measure in 90 days. Like I said, we've tried 1 year, we tried, but like I said, having a strong goal is like, what is it that I want? What is really what I want? And then breaking it down. Like I said, that it's reachable within 90 days. And even if it's not reachable, I'm also the guy that has big, scary goals in 90 days. Big, scary goals of everything I want. I make him at least double. I never reach him, but at least I reach half. But that's why I'm making big, scary goals that it's a lot easier to focus on, because there's no difference in focusing, for instance, on bringing 20 clients or 200 clients. It doesn't require more effort of thinking or focusing. It's just a number. So I like to focus on big numbers, big things. My goal for 2019 was $1 million in sales, and I hit half, 430,000, you know? And so this year, 2020, actually, we got hit with Corona, which is fine. I didn't see that coming. The goal was 2 mil. I'm not sure we're going to reach it or not, but I mean, we're adjusting and it's fine. But the goal is 2 mil, because if I reach half of my goal, then I want to make it. So a lot of people are scared. And I'm going to give you this example because I think it's going to help. I have 4 kids myself, 4 boys. My 2- and 3-year-old, if I tell them to draw, they will draw right away. No questions, no nothing. Anybody in the group, if I give you a piece of paper and a pencil and say draw, you're going to stop and ask me, hold on, well, what do you want me to draw? You want me to draw a house, a cow, a horse? What do you want to do? You're going to stop and ask questions rather than get going. So that's an example where we use, where you don't want to, when I say set up your goal, you think about, well, hold on, in the past I did this and that didn't work. In the past I did this and that didn't work. So I'm going to stay very conservative, very light. So, you know, this is safe. It feels safe. But when you go ski, if I say, if you're anybody's goal, let's say, for instance, they'll say, I really want to bring 100 clients. And I say, well, why not 500? They're going to freak out. They're like, whoa, hold on, 500? I can't do that. That's too much. I'm used to like 100, 150. And again, I don't know, everybody has a different goal. So it's hard to give the same example. But what I'm trying to say is when you set your goals, set them high. That's step number 1. Step number 2, never adjust your goal. Never bring it down. If you're not reaching it, adjust the plan, not the goal. That's very important that you do, is don't bring the goal back, because that's not going to help. But if you adjust the plan, you might still hit it. And it's okay if you don't, because that's why you have the next 90 days. That's a long answer for a short question, but hopefully that helped.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have from Marty Boltex. What is the difference between your focus concept, or instead of to prioritize your to-do list?
Focus concept and to prioritize to-do. Okay, so I think it's similar to your question. My focus is that one action that I want to take towards my goal. That's my focus every day. What is my daily intention? What is it that I want to achieve today? When I get to the office, I don't open my computer. I don't open my phone. I don't look at my text. I sit down and meditate. That's what I do for 10 minutes after I put my tefillin. Just so you guys know, I also put tefillin. But I sit here and meditate for 10 minutes, and I ask myself this question: what is it that I want to achieve today? What is my daily intention? I don't focus on a to-do list. And I'm not sure if it answers that question, but I don't focus on a to-do list, because a to-do list is just a bunch of things that anybody can do. That is what a to-do list is. That's a bunch of things. If you get the planner, you'll notice there's also something that we included. It's tasks under 2 minutes. Okay, quick things. Moshe, for instance, we had this conversation. He asked me, hey, do you want to do this? I said, sure, book me. And I was done. I didn't spend an hour conversation going into depth, what it's going to be about. Before this call, I reached down. First of all, I said the link doesn't work, so send me the link. The second thing I said is, what is this going to be about? We spent less than 2 minutes about what is this program. I didn't even know what it was, just so you guys know. Not that I don't care. It's just because I don't spend time with that. I spend less than 2 minutes on the things. First, get them out of my way, and that's it. I didn't spend a week preparing. I don't do that things because I need 2 minutes to do that. So in the planner, there's a section. What are the tasks that are taking me under 2 minutes that you can do? Quick text, quick email, quick thing. So I'm done with them. Now I can focus on the big tasks towards my goal. And if I have any time left, then I'll focus on the things that are to-do list, whether it's paying bills, writing an email, a long email, whatever it may be, or I try to delegate everything to my integrator. Can't hear you.
Thank you. Anybody who wants to, ask questions directly, I don't have to be the moderator asking them directly from the chat. Feel free to ask yourself as well. I'm just reading through the chat here because there are some questions here. So,
Sure,
but
sure.
feel free to chime in. We have a
So
question from Frady that she says, actually, no, this is more of just a statement here. To basically, it looks like a lot of the ideas about delegation, which is, I think the question really is how to properly delegate as far as, let's say you feel like you're the person who can do everything, and it's very hard to let go of certain things. What's your approach towards that?
So yes, I know exactly what that means. Is I'm the person that knows it all and does it all, and I do it better than everybody. But then the question I ask myself, then I'm basically the employee of my business. So I'm not really the CEO. I'm not really the founder. I'm not really the creator. I'm just the employee of the business that does it all, that answers the support email, that does the tech support, that ships the product, that does it all. So if I'm the employee, then I need to hire somebody to manage me. But that's my approach is I ask myself, if I'm the employee or am I the CEO? If I'm the CEO, am I about to do a $5 or I don't even know, $10, $15 tasks, or I'm going to hire somebody to do them for me? And you don't have to start big. You don't hire 20 people. You hire one person for part-time. You bring it on and say, hey, this is what I want you to do. You delegate small things for him to do. But when I hire people, and I don't have a big, like I said, team. I have a team of 3 people, and then I have a lot of subcontractors that work for us. But when I hire people, I make sure they understand that I want them to tell me what to do, not me to tell them what to do. This is very important to me because when they tell me, hey, this is what we need to do, then I know I hired the right person. Because if I'm hiring people and I tell them, okay, this is what you got to do today, then like you said, I can just better off do it myself. I'll do it faster and be done with it. But I hire people that tell me, look, Alon, hey, if we do this, it can happen like that. And give me the ideas. Yeah, we can brainstorm. Yeah, we do brain dump and things like that. But I look to them to tell me what to do so I can grow. But that's what I do with my team. So this is very important. If you hire somebody and he sits there waiting for you to give him instructions, you guys hired the wrong person. Or a VA, doesn't matter. But when I hire somebody, I always tell them, you got to tell me what to do. And if you can't do that, then we're not a right fit. And you try that. But start small. Try Upwork or Works, whatever apps that there are to find employees. But don't be scared of hiring, because if you're doing a task of $10 and $15, then ask yourself a question: how much is it really costing you? How much is it really costing you for doing those tasks? If I sit over here and print labels and I spend 2 hours doing that, and I could hire somebody to do it for $30, for those 2 hours, for instance, and gives me 2 hours to be the visionary of my business and work on the big things, the big goals, then how much is it really costing you? And that, when you really start thinking that way, you will start hiring, and you understand that you will grow only when your team grows, because that's as strong as you can get. So if you try to do it on your own, you're not going to be able to. You don't have enough time. Even if you tried, you just don't have enough time throughout the day to do it all, and you will get burned out as well.
Hi, I'm Marty Boltax, Ben Ephraim. How do you deal with failure? You have this 90-day, you have this 90-day objective, and you're moving along, and you keep shooting at the target, but you seem to be missing the target. Do you reset the goal? I mean, how do you deal with failure?
So I love failures. And the reason I love failures, because that's my only opportunity to grow. However, there's certain failures that we scared of looking at, but you got to be honest with yourself. You got to look at your goal. And yes, you might hit and miss. You might not reach it. You might not happen. Then it's time for you to sit down and look at what didn't work. I watched a great interview by Kobe Bryant, which is no longer with us, but I watched a great interview. And he said, my success came from my failures, because after every game that I lost, I sat and I watched every game for what I did, and that didn't work. And I studied them, so next game, I do not repeat the same thing or eliminate at least one thing. And that's the way I look at business. When I do set a goal and it's not working, it's not the goal that's not working. The goal is fine. It's me. It's the plan that we have in action is not working. So next day, I'm going to try something else. And then I'm going to try something else. And then I'm going to look at it and say, okay, we've tried all those things that didn't work. This is what we're going to try next approach. The thing is, most people, Ben, is they give up. They give up. They're like, okay, didn't work. It's done. I'm a failure. I'm not good. It's not good for me. Let me go do my 9 to 5 or something else, whatever it is that they do. But when you look at failure and say, okay, we did all those tasks, these two didn't work for us, great, we're not gonna repeat them again. So we're gonna take the goal, we're gonna refocus, we're gonna realign, and we're gonna do that again. When I first started the company, my goal was to sell planners, sell them as much as I can. When I shift my focus on actually helping more people and not worrying about the dollar amount, that's when my business grew. It's because I was focusing on what I'm aligned with, what makes me happy, and just being. And I focused on helping people rather than dollar amount. That's what, I mean, obviously it doesn't align with your question, but I'm just saying that's when my focus, because I was focused on selling planners. I'm a salesman. I did cars, I did insurance. I'm an Israeli. I'm a salesman. That's what I do is we sell products, right? We sell everything we can. I sell construction. But when you focus on helping rather than dollars, that's when things shifted for me. Dollar is important, but it's going to come through that transaction. But it's not going to be my main focus. So to answer that question, when your goal doesn't work, the goal is fine, is the plan, right? It's the plan. If I drive from here to San Diego, if there's a block, there's always a different way. It's not like, oh, San Diego is blocked. There's always a different route. I could take the 10, the 15, the 118, doesn't matter. But there's always a different plan to try when you set goals. So don't give up, realign, refocus. Don't change the goal, change the plan.
Thank you.
So hopefully that answers.
Okay, we have a question from David Kogel. If you can give any examples, give the group examples of what you had them do, work that you did on this example, like what you did shifted the company based on your work.
Specific tasks that you delegated out that.
I cannot hear you. Hold on.
Actual examples of tasks that you would pass out.
Tasks, I pass out everything. I pass out everything to my staff. We sit down every Monday, we kind of brainstorm what we have in our mind, and okay, this is our, like right now we're working on a new planner, call it Launch It by 90X. It's a new planner that's going to help you focus on one goal for the next 90 days, mainly an online business if you want to sell a course or something. And that's my goal for the next 90 days. So I tell my staff, this is what I want. Go create it. They create the stuff, they bring it to me, and then we sit down and brainstorm about it, and then we keep going. So I try to delegate everything I can. You got to be the visionary. You got to be, what is it, my goal? What is it that you want? What is it that you want? What is it that you see? And it could be this, it could be a pen, it could be whatever, your business. Okay, this is what I want. Let me write down my goal. Let me be clear. Now I need somebody to find the printing company. Zoe, go look for a printing company. I need somebody to find me the this or that. Then find the people. You got to delegate everything. So they do it for you, bring it to you, and then you make the decision based on the information. If you try to do it all, then again, you turn out to be the employee. So those are the tasks that I do. I'm not saying go give it all. But for instance, if I was Moshe and I wanted more clients, I would have my assistant reach out to every attorney in my area or look for LinkedIn groups or BNIs or whatever it is that people, but I would have him do all that and then me show up to the meeting. You want to be the rock star to show up and let your band and your people, the sound people, fix the stage and everything. But you want to be the rock star that comes on stage and sings. That's where your vision should be. So that's why I do everything.
When you launched the company, did you have sufficient capital to cover all of the salaries for everyone when you got started?
So when I first started, we were packing it from my garage with my 12-year-old and my 17-year-old and my wife and everything. So that's what we did. We didn't have capital. I started it with a $5,000 investment because I worked from the worst case scenario. And when I noticed that it's growing, I started to reach out to subs. I was like, hey, if you help me grow this part on Amazon, I will give you 10%, 15% from the sales. If you give me this, I started sharing the profits. So this way I'm not have to give a salary and I just work from sub. As I grew and I came into this space, I was like, okay, let me hire small because I always work from I didn't have a large of capital, really didn't. And I actually stopped my photography business that was generating $300,000 a year to focus 100% because I believe we got to focus 100% on our business. If we really want to make it successful, we can do both things and focus on both things at the same time. So I had to make a huge shift by stopping a service business, which is 80% profit of photography, but I was trading time for money and I didn't want to do that anymore. And that's my reason to say, okay, I'm done trading time for money and I'm going to go for this. But I started hiring small And like I said, I only have 3 people, but I always look, if this guy is working those 5 hours, if I were to do it, what is it going to cost me? And then I wait. Like I have a person that does our Instagram account. I pay her, I think, $300 a month, but she's saving me 20 to 30 hours a month.
Right.
So it's worth it for me. It's like, okay, $30. What can I do with the 30 hours? Can I grow my business, or can I just keep posting on Instagram?
So there's a message. There's a big thank you. That's a great explanation for the general group and those that are going to watch this video afterwards. What I have found in the past is there are a few different types of people. You're very entrepreneur. You're willing to take that chance, and you believe in yourself, and you have that self-confidence to move forward. There are a lot of people who are not cash rich, and they're not comfortable with themselves to be able to take that step forward and be creative like you are in order to grow the product and make it happen and work it out of their garage. So they sort of get stuck at that point. And then now they're 35, 45, they could be 50 years old, and they're still doing the same thing because they can't break out and get that workload offloaded onto somebody else. Or they're physically just not capable of passing off the workload. But if they're able to take bite sizes, then they would be able to make those steps. And that's what you're sharing with everyone, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
Take bite sizes and take little pieces. Don't think everyone has to be able to do exactly as you did it. Israelis are unique. You guys are like a whole different breed from the rest of the world. But Americans, we're more conservative. We're relaxed. You know, we have chicken on our plate every night because the government takes care of us. You know, there's no army. So we appreciate and respect, and there's things to learn from everyone. But everyone should take little bite sizes and just find 1 or 2 things a day that you can give to one of your vendors or one of your staff. Would that be correct?
100%. Like I said, start hiring small. I'm not saying go bring 20 people. I would still not bring 20 people because I don't want, that's not my vision. My vision is to work from wherever I want in the world. And I travel a lot to Israel. I travel worldwide a lot. But I want to work. And like I said, I still have mortgages, and I have 4 kids and a wife, and I have a whole army to feed anyway, you know. So, but yes, when you start small, but it's always from the place. Don't hire, in the nicest way, stupid. Don't just go hire people and throw money away. That we're Jewish, we don't throw money away, right? Or most of us, at least I hope. But I would hire small. I would find somebody. Like Moshe did it in a creative way. Hired his daughter, and she reached out to us several times, so that's why I know that. But hire small. I even hire my 12-year-old son. He comes over here and he packs all the orders for Amazon. You know, that's what he does. He puts them all and ships it, and Prime takes care of it. But find small things. So if you want, and then I have my 3 employees. 1 works remotely and 2 work from the office 3 times a week. That's all I need them. And they do their tasks. But I didn't start from there. I only had me and my kids from our garage. We still have the picture of us packing it from our garage. But it's just starting small. It's just 1 more step. Okay, let me get somebody for 3 hours a week. Get comfortable with it. Train them. You can even do something if you wanted to do the Philippines. I think, Moshe, correct me, I think there's something in the Philippines that the VAs, whatever, that they do that as well. That is very inexpensive. You can get somebody to run your whole social media for $150 a month. You know, that's, you know, when I hired my Instagram person, oh my God, I felt like 100 pounds lighter because I don't have to do it anymore. And also, one more thing that I think it's important about hiring, if we're talking about hiring, is hire for the tasks that you don't like to do. If you're doing something and you're getting frustrated and you hate it, like if I did my LinkedIn, oh my God, my LinkedIn is a mess. It says something like, oh my God, there's no way. But so I would hire somebody to take care of that, like, because I don't want to do that. So make a list of all the things that you're doing right now in your business and separate from the things I like to do and the things that I hate to do, and start hiring small for the things that you hate to do. Small, but sizes, like you said, it's small things that you don't like to do, and then you'll grow from there. And then you'll get comfortable in delegating. Like I said, I can be in Israel for 3 weeks and my business will run the same as I'm not here, as I'm here. So, and that's where you want to grow to, because you don't want to be a slave. And I feel that I came from a place that I was a slave to the government, a slave to my business, an employee. And that's where it grows. Like I said, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to trust the process, and I'm going to do it small steps. And my vision is still not having 20 employees, but it's having things, do the things that I don't like to do. If you tell me to write an email, I hate. Moshe knows, I only say voice. I hate writing emails. I don't write emails. I have Zoe over here when she comes. Zoe replied to my emails with my signature, but I don't write emails at all. I hate writing emails. So that's just my thing. But I've learned how to hire for the things that I don't like. And I think when you start from there, you will feel lighter and you will enjoy your business. Because if you're not enjoying it, then you're in the wrong business.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think that was very valuable. We're at the 10 o'clock mark, so we're going to start wrapping these up. Alon, if you have anything to wrap up, any final, any final, how do we take the next step? But based on what you're talking about, I think there's a lot of valuable lessons. How do we take this into practicality?
Yeah. So either so first of all, I said give yourself the opportunity to fail, and I really want you guys to grow outside the box. What does that mean? What do you mean fail? Like, you crazy? Yeah, yes, I am. So definitely try to look at your business, see how can you grow for my business? What are the things that I've been doing in my business and being comfortable? Because if you're comfortable every day in what you're doing, you're not growing because you're very comfortable, you're very used to it. So look at your big, hairy, scary goal and try to make that leap of faith. Try to say, okay, you know what, this time I'm going to try for those 200 members, do the 300 LinkedIn, whatever it is, again, that your goal is, make it at least 2 times or 3 times bigger. I gave you the steps. You can use it on your wall on a piece of paper. If you want to get the planner, I'm happy to share my link. I'm not here to sell the planner, but I'm happy to share the link and a discount code, and you can try it out and give yourself the opportunity to fail, which means is try from the worst case scenario. What's the worst that can happen if I hire somebody for 30 days and it doesn't work out? So I got myself 10 hours back and I lost $100. Worst case. Worst case.
If you can send that link to me, I'll send it out to the group, and then we can all follow up on that. That'll be great. That'll be fantastic.
Sure.
And actually, I'm going to jump in here. Alon did not ask me to do this, but I'm just going to share. This is the 90X Action Planner. I give this to every one of my clients when they join. I run a group coaching program called the 90-Day Law Firm Turnaround. And essentially, one of the first things that I have them do is take this planner and start using it. And what it does is that every day, you have an area for the action that you need to take that day, working towards your top 3 goals. And then you have your to-do list beneath it. And we encourage them to do their daily task that's moving them towards their goal. And it's very different because people are normally handling emails. They're handling the day-to-day activities. Oh, I got to do this client work. I got to do that. I got to go to this meeting. And we leave the thing that's going to move the business forward, that's going to bring us to that goal for the end of the day. So what we teach is to go and start doing it at the beginning of the day. This thing is invaluable, and it's what I don't even know what the price is on the site, but it's the best $40 you're going to spend. And I'm not, Alon didn't pay me to pitch this. I'm just telling you that I use it personally, and every single one of my clients uses it. So Alon, just put the link in the chat also, besides for sending it to Heshy.
Yeah, I'll definitely share that. Appreciate it, Moshe. Yeah, and Moshe is holding the action planner. We have 2 different planners, the smaller one and the bigger one. Depends on what you want. But if you were a beginner, I would say try the 90X 2.0, the new version, the bigger one, because it will give you a little bit more space. And when you're really, really getting focused, then the action plan is better because it's 3 tasks. That's what I got to do. 3 tasks and go. 3 tasks and go. And it just helps you get organized. It's your accountability buddy on your desk. So I will share this with you guys in the groups, and you can use this coupon FB25 to get 25% off if you wanted to try it, and it's 90x.co. But definitely anything else that you guys have, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I don't know how we can communicate with each other, but I mean, you can find me on social media, wherever, but I'm always available. I love to chat and help you if I can in any other way, but give yourself the opportunity to try something different for the next 90 days. And I'm not talking about purchase the planner. I'm talking about your business. What have I not been doing? What have I been holding back on that I really want to do? What have I been holding back on that I really want to do and I haven't done? And that's when you'll see the shift happen in your business and in your life as well. So, but that's it. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I'll follow up with everybody, and I'll send out all those links in the email, as well as the coupon code. Yeah, thank you very, very much. That was really invaluable, and I personally really appreciated that. So thank you.
Thank you, guys. I'll see you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody can stick around here, whoever wants. It's optional. I'm gonna again send the spreadsheet in the chat. If you did not fill out your information, take that spreadsheet link. Also, you can just follow up. The main thing here with these networking events are the follow-ups. You can see who was there, if anybody resonated with you, follow up with them, connect to them. I just sent that link as well. Again, please fill it out and keep it handy, keep that link handy in the chat there. And
Actually,
yeah,
do you want to add the link to the WhatsApp group so they can join the group too?
yeah. Can you do that? I'm gonna take Alon's advice, and I'm gonna.
I don't know how to get the link.
Okay. I'll add it right now. I'll add it right now. Totally, I'm going to give you the opportunity now to talk about tomorrow's event because I know you've been very, very involved with it, and you might have a better way to present it than I could. And again, I'm going to listen to Alon and have I'm going to delegate somebody else to do that task. So, Totally, why don't you talk about tomorrow's event?
Hey guys, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Anyone, please? Okay, perfect. Okay, so Itzy Holtzler created something called a virtual conference. There are going to be a lot of speakers. You're going to be able to network. It looks like a video game, feels like a video game. It's really cool. And I'll give you the rundown about the actual conference. There's going to be this place where you can walk into an auditorium with chairs where there will be the speakers. There are these other buildings where you can have private meetings. You go into this set square with blue lines, and it's privatized. No one can hear you. Another cool feature is the closer you get to a person, the louder their sound gets, the voice. The further away you walk from them, it's not as loud anymore, and then it goes totally silent. On the software, there's a beach. You can play ball. You can ride a boat. You can dance. It's a bunch of cool stuff. But the most important things are the speakers. The website is changetowin.live. I'm going to post it now in the chat. I signed up already. I think it's like $25, but I signed up last week. The pricing might have changed. Changetowin.live. I just posted the website in the chat. I really think you guys should check out the website. Sign up if you can. I did a recording while I was in this virtual world and posted on LinkedIn. So go to my profile and, look back in the history, you'll find it. But that's in short. Any questions?
I'm posting the promo code for everybody to use at 25% off.
Yeah. By the way, I tried it out as well. It's really, really a cool system. It's an amazing networking event. It kind of takes like Zoom and it puts it on steroids. Like you can meet people and go into conference rooms with them, and it's really cool.
You can get dressed however you want. You can wear a green cowboy hat and purple shoes. Have fun with it.
Is there going to be a hike tomorrow?
All right. So I'll send out the link as well. The link is here in the chat, and I'll send it in the email recap as well for anybody who didn't get it. All right, lastly, I just added the link as well for the WhatsApp chat to join, and I'll include that in the email as well. This is going to be a full email. So that's pretty much all.
Guys, one more thing. There are 14 people left here. If anyone has any suggestions, recommendations, who they would like to see in the future presented or featured on the group in Zoom or hopefully in person in the future, any suggestions, write it now in the chat, unmute yourself, message me, LinkedIn here, let us know. Don't be afraid to we have a list of ideas, but feel free to.
What topics you'd like us to bring in? It doesn't. We can, if you don't have a specific person in mind, but you want a topic covered, let us know because we can find the person for you.
Right.
Let's wait 60 seconds. If no one says anything, I guess we'll get off.
Right. Moshe and Tully have taken upon themselves.
And Tzvi. Tzvi, what is this? Tzvi too.
To help, to bring value-added presentations every month as, with a subcommittee on
Surely wrote working with startups. That's a very good one. Thank you, Surely.
We're on the entertainment committee.
Okay.
Can I ask for some feedback from based on what Alon spoke about today? If you don't mind, as the season gets underway, Yom Tov is coming up, and it's going to come to a sorghum season. So it's usually this time of year is when I start brainstorming as to how to expand upon my business for the coming season. So he was talking about not doing all the menial tasks and stuff like that, which in the past I've had my sons or Baruchim pack bicycles and pack boxes and ship. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
But my question is, there's an element of like customer service that I'm known for the customer, and there's building the business. So how do you transition? Like, my employee is not going to give the customer care like I would give. But yet you want to grow the business, you need to take a step back and let someone else do that. So how do you make that jump?
Question. What was the question?
You gotta
How do
train
you
them.
get your employees to give the same customer service as you would give?
Too bad Alon is not here. That would have been a good question for him.
Right.
Training. You'd see, it's all in the training. You have to train them. Start with your own sons, who hopefully have a little more of a chush for how and what you do it, but it's all in the training.
Well, my oldest son is actually going off to Exeter this year, so I'm losing him for the year. If the flight takes off.
Hold your breath. He may not be able to get in.
I say, if
can't-
the flight takes off, he's going to be losing him for this year. But yeah, it's definitely my my concern as to how to grow the business and still have that customer care.
Training.
Granted, it's seasonal, but it's still a very important one.
Training and explain to the Bachram that this is going to give them training for whatever they go on to do in their lives. And it doesn't matter if it's sitting and learning and they're just responsible for making sure everybody in the building is fed, or that the right people get aliyahs because they turn out to be the gabbai. But it's all in the training.
Can I add something? You hear me?
Can't hear you, Heshy.
Oh, it's
So
W.
I've heard another thing. It says you direct.
Can't hear you.
David.
David, your
David,
audio
a little louder, please.
very muffled.
Oh, maybe it's because it's in the car. You direct, you coach, and then you delegate.
Direct, coach, and delegate.
Correct.
Okay, that's short.
You can't delegate right away. First you direct, then you coach them, and eventually you'll be able to delegate it.
Okay.
That might work for a regular business that functions 12 months a year. It doesn't really work so well for a seasonal business that's only operating for 3 weeks at most. It's a whole different perspective.
It's very simple. You basically just explain to them the kind of experience that you want your customers to feel. So you tell them, look, just anything that you do, you put yourself in the position of, how would my customer feel? How would you feel if you were the customer with whatever you're doing with them? And I want you to feel like X, and that's how you should approach every decision and how you deal with them. And you can also lead by example. So, whoever you have, with you, you have them spend 2 hours with you, watch how I interact with my customers. That's what I want you to do.
Okay, I think we have 10 people left here. I have the breakout room capability finally. I know last two
I have to
times.
jump off. I have a 10:15 call, but it was great seeing everybody, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.
I'm going to send the video out and everything, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys.
Okay. Whoever wants to stick around and do, I don't know if it even pays to do breakout rooms, even though now we can finally do it. We have 8 people left. So kind of like when we have the in-person meetings, we just kind of schmooze around at the end. And so everyone is welcome to stick around and schmooze and network. We have 7 people left. Feel free to continue schmoozing. At this point, I don't even think it pays to do the breakout rooms. And again, I want to apologize for my background. My kids are, whatever, my kids, we just came back from a trip. My kids are sleeping late, so I didn't want to in the house, keep them up in the office when I was talking, and so I didn't have a chance to get into the office yet. So hence my background lighting issue. So that's
on the contrary, it's very lively.
Okay.
It's
so,
better. You could have been asleep, and the kids could have been running around. So.
And then this wouldn't have happened. I guess unless I would have listened to Alon and just had somebody else run the event, then I would have, it's amazing how he only spends 4 hours a day working. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. It only feels like 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
We just changed it.
About the 4-hour work week.
4-hour work week.
Oh, it's okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
I read once one, I think it was in the I forgot which book it was, one of these business development books, about the goal is to try to achieve is basically to get basically you have a graph of earning more and working less, and you want to have the graph kind of go like this way, you know, one goes up and one goes down, and that's the key objective there. And I guess that's all part of the same proper delegation and getting the right people to do the tasks and getting more of those tasks and then, you know, getting more money for what you're doing and less and spending less time on it.
Right. So if people want to do more of a deep dive on what Alon was talking about, there is a whole series of books and webinars and other materials that are free out there from Michael Hyatt. The book is called Your Best Year Ever, I think, something like that. It's on Kindle Unlimited, among other things. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, you're not even paying anything extra. It's an interesting perspective, and it's a much more of a deep dive into setting some of those 90-day goals and how to get there, how to delegate, what to delegate. And he looks at it in a little bit broader perspective. So if people want more of a sense, Michael Hyatt's a good source.
Hyatt, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, by the way, if anybody ever is like stuck on a topic that they want to learn more about and they're not quite sure where to find it, message me, because a lot of times I've picked up the resources over the years and I don't know the answers, but I know who has them and I can point you to books. So like I introduced Mark Hunter to Yona Weiss. Yona interviewed Mark on his podcast all about a mind for sales and how to develop a salesperson's mindset so that you can succeed. So I've got a lot of those options.
I guess a lot of it's having the resources, not necessarily knowing what to do, but at least having the resources.
Right. It's like when our son finished Mishnah Berurah Chelik Aleph and he asked the Rav if he should chazer or go on to the next one. The Rav said to him, do you know where to find the answer if you need to answer the shaila? He said, yes. He goes, good. Then go on to the next chelik. Same thing. I don't remember the answers, but I know who has them. So,
right.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. And with that, I think we're up to Chabura in this house.
So,
and,
okay.
Thank you.
And so it was good to see everybody.
All the best.
Have you all a good day.
Looking forward to having everybody in person, hopefully sometime soon again. I don't know when, but we shall see.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot, everybody. Take care. Have a good day.
Thanks, Heshy.
All right, thank you very much, everybody. I guess at this point, I'm going to close the meeting unless anybody else wants to stick around. I'll end the meeting otherwise. Anybody else want to stick around?
I think we're good.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day.